Today we're looking into how India's Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are fueling the country's next big wave of growth. It's a topic that's getting a lot of attention lately.
That's true. For a long time, metros like Mumbai and Bangalore got most of the spotlight. But now, cities like Indore, Surat, and Coimbatore are stepping up.
Exactly. What do you think is driving this shift away from just focusing on the big metros?
I'd say a big factor is digital connectivity. Cheaper internet and smartphones have made it easier for people in smaller cities to access opportunities that were once limited to metros.
Right, and it's not just about job access. We're seeing startups and established companies opening offices or even hubs in these cities.
Absolutely. The talent pool has really diversified, and I've heard that companies are finding it more cost-effective to operate in these locations.
Lower real estate costs for sure. Plus, the cost of living is lower, which is attractive for employees looking for better work-life balance.
That's a great point. And the pandemic also played a role. Remote work made it possible for people to move back to their hometowns in Tier 2 or 3 cities.
Some companies even reported higher productivity from teams based in these smaller cities. Maybe it's less commuting, fewer distractions,
or just being closer to family. That support system can do wonders. But what about infrastructure? Are these cities really ready for this kind of growth?
That's a challenge, for sure. Some cities are investing heavily in better roads, airports, and digital infrastructure to keep up.
I read that cities like Jaipur and Lucknow are getting smart city upgrades. It's like a tech makeover.
It is. And it's attracting not just businesses, but talent. Young professionals are choosing to stay rather than migrate to metros.
That's a big shift. 10 years ago, everyone wanted to move to Delhi or Bangalore. Now, people are proud to build their careers in smaller cities.
There's also a cultural pride. People want to contribute to their hometown's growth. It's almost like a reverse brain drain.
And let's not forget local entrepreneurship. Small businesses are thriving thanks to better access to markets and digital tools.
Social media and e-commerce platforms have really leveled the playing field. A boutique in Kanpur can now sell nationwide.
Exactly. And educational institutions in these cities are improving too, so there's more homegrown talent.
Do you think this trend will continue, or is it just a temporary reaction to the pandemic?
I think it's here to stay. The momentum is strong, and the benefits are tangible for both companies and employees.
I agree. Plus, state governments are offering incentives for businesses to set up shop outside the metros.
That's a smart move. Spreading economic activity can reduce pressure on overcrowded metros and improve quality of life overall.
But there are still hurdles. For example, finding specialized talent in very niche fields can be tough in Tier 2 and 3 cities.
True, but hybrid work models can help. Teams can be distributed, with some members in metros and others in smaller cities.
That's a good solution. And we're seeing more co-working spaces pop up in these cities, which helps freelancers and startups.
The vibe in these spaces is really energetic. It reminds me of the early days of the startup ecosystem in Bangalore.
There's a lot of optimism. But what about challenges like power cuts or inconsistent internet in some places?
Infrastructure gaps are real, but investment is catching up. Telecom and utility companies are keen to tap these growing markets.
It's a win-win. More customers for the companies, better services for the people.
And as these cities grow, so does their influence on culture, politics, and even national trends.
Absolutely. For example, fashion and food trends from Tier 2 cities are now making their way into mainstream media.
It almost feels like the heart of India is beating stronger in these places now.
That's a nice way to put it. Also, with the rise of local languages online, content is more accessible to everyone.
Which means more people can participate in the digital economy, not just those who speak English.
The democratization of opportunity, that's what it comes down to.
Well said. And it's exciting to think where this could lead in the next 5 or 10 years.
Maybe we'll see some global giants emerging from cities we barely talked about a decade ago.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? It's already happening in some sectors, like textiles and tech.
There's definitely a sense of possibility, but I wonder what can be done to accelerate this momentum.
Public-private partnerships seem key. Local governments working with companies can address gaps faster.
And perhaps fostering more collaboration between educational institutions and businesses could help bridge the talent gap.
Agreed. Internships, mentorships, and targeted training can make a big difference.
It's also about mindset. The idea that innovation can happen anywhere is catching on.
And that's crucial. Innovation isn't just a metro phenomenon anymore.
As these cities keep growing, how do you think they'll balance modernization with preserving their unique cultures?
That's a tricky balance. But if done right, it can lead to more sustainable and inclusive growth.
Maybe that's the real story here. Growth that brings everyone along, not just a select few.
Absolutely. There's a lot to learn from how these cities are evolving. It's an exciting time for India's development.
As we wrap up, maybe we should ask, what role do listeners think smaller cities will play in shaping India's future?
That's a great question. The next big idea could be coming from a place we've never even visited.
So keep your eyes on those Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. They might just surprise us all.
And that's what makes this journey so fascinating. Thanks for tuning in, and let's keep the conversation going.
For more such updates, you should subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button. Though there is no hurry, you may do it whenever you have time.
I am doing it right now. Thanks for reminding me. I shouldn't miss subscribing to this channel for more such insights.
Thank you.
I am looking for the next exciting session on some similar kind of topic for more updates. Bye for now.